So just a quick breakdown today. The America that we live in now, you don't have the right to due process. You don't have the right to, have a trial before, or you don't have the right to be convicted before you actually have to sit in jail. You have to pay a bond, to get out, because if once they say, that you were guilty of something, then you're going to potentially be a flight risk and run away. So, they need to take money from you. That's all that this is about, guys. It's about money. They don't care about family. They don't care about, who you are, what you do. All they care is that you stay a slave to them. And that's what they're trying to do to me, because I speak out against them. So what's happened to me in my life is that Child Protective Services has came into my life illegally under false pretenses, because, they condition the teachers at our schools now that anytime a child says, anything that's potentially abusive, they have to report it. Otherwise, they could lose their job. So basically, they're conditioning teachers to snitch for whatever fucking reason, on anything. So for me, disciplining my son, I was forced from my family, and I'm still going through this shit now 6 months later. Okay, this is how crazy that this is that they weren't actually able to prove anything whatsoever. They concluded their investigation, but CPS, for some reason, wouldn't close their case. I have no clue why, well, actually I do. It's because the mother of my children needs some serious mental help, but I'm not going to put her too much on blast today, even though she is ridiculous. I know the law very well. I'm very well versed in it. I don't know the ins and outs of every single possible thing, but I do know the laws about personal protection orders and the laws about children in custody. So what I've done is I've already established a baseline with Jillian where I was able to contact her via email. I have emails from her saying that there's a Michigan common law. I don't know the exact one, but there's a Michigan common law in the domestic cases with children that you can email each other, text message, whatever, as long as you've established that baseline. So what I did yesterday I got the personal protection order removed. By the way, what she did is, so CPS came into our life. This is how screwed up our system is. My bad. CPS came into our lives, and they weren't actually able to prove that I did anything wrong, because I didn't. But that wasn't good enough for them. So what they needed to do was they needed to get me and Jillian to hate each other. And so once they got Jillian and I to hate each other, what they were able to do is they were able to get her, since we have a case already together, to ex parte an order, which is, basically without due process. So she was able to ex parte this order, because her life was apparently in danger, and that's how they got this to be taken into effect. So what she did first is it actually had nothing to do with custody. She took out a personal protection order, and she forgot to check the box in the personal protection order where it says that I can't talk to the kids. So, her being as smart as she is, instead of, resubmitting a personal protection order after I pointed out to her that her personal protection order still made it so I could pick up my kids, which is what CPS didn't want. They wanted me to get that mental shit in my head and run away. What they did was they had her take on an ex parte order to modify custody. So then I had supervised visits, no more overnights, and my parents, who are on her side, not anybody else, none of my friends, my parents who are on her side, who are, basically holding this over my head now, because they made it so they've even interfered with police investigations. The police raided Jillian a couple weeks ago, and my parents thought it was me. Why the hell would I call the cops, first of all? But second of all, they actually illegally told me I wasn't going to see my kids anymore because of that, which is, that's a felony. And then they think that this is a joke. Like, I didn't call the cops on my mom because she's my mom. But, like, Gary, dude, you are fucking stupid, man. And, like, Jillian has got you going down this path. You guys have no evidence against me that you can prove anything of wrongdoing, because there is none. All you guys are going off of is her word, and I don't even know why you believe her, because you've known she did this to me before. So anyways, CPS doesn't recognize parental alienation as a neglectful thing. Now, if you Google parental alienation says basically it's one parent making the kid and hate the other parent, or hate relatives, like, mentally abusing the child to the point where, fuck all these trucks, to the point where the child doesn't like one of the parents, or even, grandparents. I mean, this is behaviors that CPS supports in our country, but they don't support a father like me who's working in Florida, who's trying to get his stuff together, having contact with his children or trying to make amends with his ex. As soon as they found out about that, they had to, go in and cut that off quick. So right now, Jillian is actually not thinking for herself whatsoever. It's very sad. I sat in the courtroom the other day, and I just watched her, and she just literally couldn't think for herself. She couldn't accept responsibility for anything she had done. She couldn't make an argument that wasn't somebody else had her back. It wasn't her own argument, and it's just really sad to me. So anyways, that's a quick little video. I'm gonna do more later, because what I'm doing right now is I'm filing a motion to modify the ex parte order. Now what I did, recapping back to this, is I contacted her this morning, and I reached out and I said, Jillian, we can talk about this amongst ourselves, or I can send this to the court. And it's a motion to modify the ex parte order. Now, she said, her exact response to me is, don't contact me, go through friend of the court. Well, I told her, I was like, that's exactly what I'm doing. The friend of the court's gonna make us mediate this. You're just being ridiculous at this point. I was like, the judge isn't gonna be very happy with you, when they find out how much you've been lying. And I really don't want to take her to court and make her look stupid. So, you guys, if you know me, yesterday I sat in a courtroom and got a personal protection order terminated with a woman who I have 2 domestic violences against, which were also, BS as well. But anyways, 2 domestics. I sat in a courtroom. I have 5 felonies, 2 domestics. I have more crimes than I can count. And I got a personal protection order terminated, okay? Because I was in the right. And I am right now still too. And that's how I'm going to get my custody back of my children, because they can't just do whatever they want. They'll try to. And they'll try to play that mental game with you and make you believe like you did something wrong, but I didn't. And I'm not going to stop fighting. And I hope anybody that sees this video, guys, I don't want to go to court with Jillian, dude. I'm going to destroy her. I don't even care. Like, her little asshole lawyer, he doesn't scare me either, dude. Like, come on. I read his website. Aggressive representation. That's all he did, is made sure that I didn't show up to court. Because once I showed up to court, they don't have anything on me, because facts, I don't care how good of a lawyer you are, you can't beat facts. So bring it on. I'm ready. I'm filing this motion, and what I'm eventually going to do is I'm eventually going to take those kids from Jillian, because she is not a fit parent, and I'm going to be able to very easily prove that, especially with the shit that she's pulling right now. So keep it up.